Hi everyone, Armine Bazikian here from Bazikian Law Group. This month I wanted to talk to you about Proposition 19. It's a continuation of the video that we had last month describing the changes to property taxes, except this month we're going to talk about what changes Prop 19 makes to Proposition 60 and 90, which we're all familiar with. So before we get into the actual changes, I wanted to talk to you about what the actual law is. So as a person who is over 55 years of age or older, or someone who suffers from a disability, you have a right to transfer your property tax basis from the current home that you're in to a new property of equal or lesser value. This is allowed within the county that you're living in. There's also several other counties throughout the state of California who participate and who acknowledge this rule. However, with Proposition 19 passing in recent months, there are some minor changes to this law, and it's actually it's favorable changes actually. So previously, the class of individuals that were allowed to use this transfer law was limited to people that were over the age of 55 or individuals who have a disability. Now included in that list are people who have suffered from a natural disaster, who live in an area that has been deemed to be a natural disaster zone in California. So the law actually expands the class of people that can now take advantage of this law. In addition, a second significant law change that's beneficial is that you are no longer limited to the county that you're living in, and the law actually applies for the entire state of California. So you can sell your house in San Francisco County and you can move to a residence in Los Angeles County. That would work. So that is actually a very significant law change. In addition, the other very, very significant portion of this law that changed is the total amount that you can transfer. So previously, you were only allowed to buy a second property once you sold your primary residence. You were allowed to purchase the next property, and that property had to be either of equal value or less value to qualify for this transfer basis. Now that restriction no longer applies. You can sell your home for $1 million and purchase a home that's worth $1.5 million. So there is no dollar amount cap on the amount that you can spend on your new home, which is really good news because, as you all know, living in LA, if you sold a home that you had for years in the past, the likelihood of you buying a lesser valued home is pretty much slim to none. So this is actually a really good portion of this law change that I really like. So just to recap, you are now allowed, as a person who's 55 and over, disabled, or have a home in a natural disaster area, you are allowed to transfer your tax basis to any other home in any county of California, irrespective of the value, and you can take with you the property tax amount that you were paying on your previous home. This is obviously a law that was written for the benefit of people who want to retire and downsize. And so these Prop 19 changes only make the law more favorable to individuals, as well as opening up a class for people that are affected by natural disasters, irrespective of their age or disability. So if you're 25 years old, you have a house that was affected by a fire and claimed to be natural disaster area, you can actually move into a new property, and it doesn't have to be of equal or less value. It can be of any value.